This is one video I dreaded making because I could almost see the writing on the wall and somehow I didn't want to believe it. But if you have been on Twitter or in any medium which wrestling news would break in, you've probably seen it by now that WWE and Cesaro have parted ways. And I think this might be the biggest mistake that WWE makes in the year 2022. And let me tell you why. Hey guys, welcome back to DMK Wrestling. For those of you that are new, I talk about wrestling. I make wrestling content on this channel. Please do subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. But yes, as of a few minutes ago, I saw this. This actually broke about an hour before recording this. But yeah, Cesaro has quietly departed WWE, as was confirmed by PW Insider. Now, I think a lot of it is really his perception with the company. Cesaro had every potential. He has all the tools to have become a world champion in WWE by now, but somehow, ever since his main roster run, all he's really ever done is win the US Championship and the tag team championships. I don't even think he's won the IC championship. If he has, I don't remember that. But he has always been in the mid card. He only had one shot really at the main event level, and that was against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania Backlash last year. They put on a great match. Although I don't know, this is such a huge mistake. Now look, I feel like as wrestling fans, or especially if you're a WWE fan, it would be somewhat of a numbing experience by now when you hear that someone has been released, because ever since the pandemic and 2020 hit, WWE has released an upwards of almost 80 something wrestlers. I'm not sure on the exact number, but it feels like it's been, not that it feels like, it's been a lot of wrestlers they have released over the last 2 years. And so we're at a point now where 2K22 is about to come out in the next 2 weeks, I think, and about half the roster that is in the game has already been released from the company. It's that's a bit of an exaggeration. I don't think it's up to half, but it's still a huge chunk of people that have been let go from this company, effectively making this game outdated in some respects. But ultimately, the thing with Cesaro for me is the fact that I think WWE really missed a huge chance with him to make him a huge star, particularly when he performed that feat of strength at WrestleMania 30 in the Andre the Giant's Battle Royal, when he picked up the Big Show on his shoulder like he was nothing and threw him over the top rope. That was one of the most impressive feats you will see in wrestling. They should have shot him to the moon right there. They didn't do that. He's been meandering in the mid-card level his whole time there. Now, according to reports, it's also said that because his contract expired and he was not released, Cesaro's 90-day, that usual 90-day non-compete clause does not apply to Cesaro, so he could turn up anywhere at any time. It's fair to assume that he will head to AEW. That's where most people from WWE end up anyway. It's a very bad perception to have, particularly because AEW is a good wrestling promotion and they make stars. They make stars that they have, which is something that WWE hasn't really been in the business of too much. The last time we saw Cesaro on WWE television, it was on February 11th, I think. He was facing Happy Corbin in a singles match. Of course, at the start of the year, they gave him this feud with Ricochet. And if you've gone back to watch my previous pros and cons reviews that I used to do before I started the normal show review format, I did say that Cesaro had a bit of, it was a weird storyline, because the Ricochet thing, the 1 minute he's supposed to be with Ricochet but he's not, and then the next minute like somehow he's just there. It really didn't make that much sense to me. But in conclusion, I very strongly feel that WWE had so many chances to make this man one of the biggest stars in the company, one of the top contenders at the main level. And this would be a huge blow to Sheamus and to Drew McIntyre, because these are some of his very good friends. I did find it suspicious that he was not in the Royal Rumble. But granted, it's WWE. They kind of have a sense of what they want to do and all that. And I feel strongly that this man should not have been let go from the company. But stranger things have happened. Hopefully he comes back one day and they push that man to the moon. Hopefully they get it right the second time. But if not, He's going to succeed wherever he plants his feet. Cesaro is that talented. He's that blessed of a man, and you can bet your bottom dollar that he will find a way to make it some way. He is going to make it, man. But yeah, that's going to be it. Thanks so much for watching this video. Push comments down below. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to DMK Wrestling. I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in another video very soon. Take care. Bye.